everybody? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Thanks for tuning in. Let me just double check. Is this all right? Am I close enough to the mic? Chris, do you think I'm
I
close
still
enough?
can't hear you.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Happy Friday to another episode of the Coffee Breakup. This week is a good discussion, a good topic.
But before we get into that, as you can see, we changed the setup a little bit. So we're working on what we got. And just make sure you follow us on everything. You know, we're on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. If you look at the link in our bio, usually on Instagram, you'll find all our outlets there.
Absolutely.
Almost all of them. I believe everything's there. Comment down below, subscribe to whatever we are, and, share this with somebody. I mean, It may not fit everybody, but I'm sure other people will relate depending on the topics. And if you do, I think this will be very beneficial for them. So, again, thank you. And if you haven't, go ahead and do so.
Thank you, guys.
So, what is the topic?
The topic this week will be long-distance relationship.
Ah.
I think we've been asked. I think we've been asked by people. I'm sorry. I think we've been asked by people to cover this.
I have, yeah. Actually, this has been it's like a more of a common thing, so I think it's more of a frequent.
It is very relevant, especially now in this day in our generation. Back now with social media and traveling is pretty affordable. And long distance could be a different city, it could be a different state, it could be a different country. Nowadays, I mean, there's literally no limits to that. So
and even if it's within the same state, just a different city, that's
depends how big the state is. But
sure.
But yes, and
Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to begin, what do you think about it? What's your position on it?
So my position is absolutely not.
Under no circumstance.
Well, what other circumstances are you trying to tell me?
There's a lot of moving
Well,
variables.
then change my mind.
Okay. Well, I have to know your position.
I think it's so I have direct experience with it.
Clearly, you can kind of hear it in his voice.
Yeah. So I don't like it. I haven't had a good experience with it. I think it's a bad idea. I don't remember the saying, but there is a saying that we say in Spanish that it's like long distance relationship is like a relationship for more than two people.
Okay.
So that's why it just really doesn't work. I mean, it's very delicate because it depends on who it is that you ultimately. I mean, it depends on if the person's if they're happy.
Right.
Because you can have another relationship or whatever. Even if the person you're living with. But I think it's easier if it's long distance because you have less connection, less physical touch, where you can kind of get away with a lot of the things that if you wanted to.
So the way I see it, I'm going to come in from multiple perspectives. The way I see it, it depends on the situation. But ultimately, do I think long distance relationship can work? Yes, but there's a big but. There has to be an end goal. There has to be something like, am I moving to you? Are you moving to me? What are we doing here? So, because I know a lot of people who are in long-term relationships, and it's like they're just kind of like floating around. So it's like, I'm like, so what's the goal here? Are you gonna move, or is he gonna move? And they're kind of like, oh, I'm not sure. Like, we're gonna see how it goes. And I'm like, that is the problem. That's why a lot of long distance relationships get like a bad rep because they're being done wrong, incorrect. And there's a big saying, you probably agree. I've heard of it. Somebody told me, love doesn't cross oceans.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, somebody have told me that. I'm like, it kind of stuck with me.
So from state to state, long distance, it's fine.
I guess what it means is like as far as
how far the distance.
Yeah, exactly. I guess the length of the distance. I don't know, but the bottom line is, I think it could work. It also depends if you let's say you date somebody and you guys live in the same city and that one person has a job opportunity, but you've already been together for some time. That it depends. Are you gonna move for the job, and then what's gonna happen? But if you meet somebody, and I think people are more open to that. But if you meet somebody, let's say you go on a trip, you meet this girl or you meet this guy, and
you go on a trip and then you meet them there, and then you realize that they live on the other side of the country. Let's say the country.
Yeah, they live 1,200 miles away, and you had a great time. You click, you connect, whatever. You had a great time, a long weekend, whatever. Then you go back to reality where you're going home and he's staying or he's going somewhere else. And you're like, shit, man, I really like this guy. I really like this girl.
Right.
What's going to happen next? Do I think it's automatically doomed? I don't think so. I want to believe that there is a way to make it work. But it has to be. It has to be. Well, you have to see, what are we doing here? What do both parties want? Okay, now if you're just 22 years old kids and you're just figuring out life, probably not going to work. But if you're like 28, 29, 30 years old and you have a certain plan, I think it could work. Like for me, for example, I know I want to move to Texas sometime. So let's say I go to Texas for a weekend and I meet somebody who lives in Texas and we kick it off and we have a great time. Okay. And I go back home and she's like, I really like you, and I'm like, whatever. Like, let's try to see where this is going. I know that there's a high likelihood that I want to go. Like I will know I want to go to Texas. So it's like, am I gonna shoot this person down just because we right now don't live in the same state?
Right, but that's a different thing because I mean I think you're seeing down the line that it could be.
Yes, but like I think that's why there's moving parts to it. It depends. Okay. I don't think automatically just because you guys at this very second don't live in the same city or same state. Yeah, just because you don't at the very instant live in the same city or in the same state or whatever in the same immediate environment, that doesn't mean you're automatically doomed and will fail. It does take discipline. I'm an affectionate person, and so if you're that person who needs that constant reassurance, that constant love, I say that's your love language. Is that something that you want to like jump into? Probably not.
Have you ever had experience dating somebody long distance?
Have I had a long distance relationship? I have not.
That's probably why you're so open to it.
Exactly. Maybe yeah. That could be it. I've never.
Well, I mean, it's almost like.
But I wouldn't be afraid to go into it.
Yeah, man. Like I say before, and I'll say it again. I think experience is your best teacher, and once you really go through it, you'll be more open-minded about things. If you've never done something or tried something, you're more against it. So I have dated someone long distance.
Yeah, but I haven't tried it, but I'm not against it. So it's like I'm for it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it could be because you've never. Okay, so then I'll tell you my story.
Of course,
again, be careful with your arm because you might cut off the. So we were dating We were dating here normally. It was locally. We met here.
Okay.
And grew up, born and raised here. So we had our roots here. She ended up moving upstate.
Okay.
So it's still in the same state. But there was less chance of us crossing paths, obviously, because she's in a complete other city. And this is like center state, mid to north.
Yeah, like 2-3 hours drive.
Right? Yeah, like about 3-4
just
hours.
to give people some.
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't like I make the drive, I could, but it's not something I could do every day. Like I could before to like see them.
But you could do it every weekend, though, or they could do it. Like you switch it up. One weekend you, then the next.
Sure,
it's possible.
It is doable.
It's doable.
So whatever. We tried. Again, she had her roots here and she had her family here, so she would frequent down here. And I found out down the line that she pretty much she went up there for work, right? And it turns out that her boss wanted to just fuck her. Did they? I was told no.
Okay.
And other stories lead to it being no. However, the uncomfortableness, I would say, of knowing that she was up there with her boss that wanted to do that, like he had full control. You know what I mean?
Yes. So you're thinking it's because you're not in the same like you.
So let me go a little bit more. Okay. So then they would travel either together or in a group, and I wouldn't know, like or she would lie about where it was that she was going.
Yeah, but they could do that living here as well.
Absolutely, but if she was here, I would know more of what's going on because I would see her more frequent. I would talk. I can go visit her. So if she doesn't respond to me, I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I know where she lives. Like, if anything, I'll pass by to see if everything's okay. But since if she's all the way up north, it's not like I could just stop what I'm doing and just drive down, for 10, 20 minutes to go see if everything's all right or to go ask somebody else because she was up there, pretty much by herself. And so there was instances that she would pick up and travel and then she wouldn't reply at all, and then she would text me like at the end of the day, oh, hey, like, guess what I did? And it's like she was like over in California. And I was like, you can't afford to go over to California right now. She's like, oh, I had all these miles. Bullshit. It's because her boss paid for it. Shit like that.
Right.
So, and that's because it was like, again, it was long distance. So it wasn't like I had more control of trying to be there. So she was able to go out. He would then visit. So like, for example, like let's say she doesn't reply. She went up there and she like they would hang out and stuff. If she was closer, I could just, pass by and to see. And I probably would have seen things that I wouldn't have wanted to. Because it would have been happening here, and I don't think she would have had the balls knowing that everybody here knows each other. Long distance, you have that divide.
You have that breathing room almost. I want to say that
just like here in Miami, in small cities or community, even big cities, especially when it's very a lot of eventful. I would say that where everybody goes out and everybody knows everybody. If this person moves up north, nobody knows her. Nobody knows me. Nobody knows that we are together. So whatever happens, it's not like it's gonna travel back to me. You know what I mean? That's another thing. It's long distance.
Yeah.
Who would even know to fill me in?
Yes. So I'm gonna come from I get what you're saying, but from personal experience, I know someone who's been in a 4-year relationship, and for 2 years they've been cheating on. This is a guy. Obviously I'm not gonna say who, but he's literally been living a double life, and they are in the same city. So it's like, yeah. So I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but this could happen anywhere. Are you just gonna shoot down everybody you meet because they could secretly live a different life? Of course you're not going to do that. I mean, it's an unfortunate experience, but this happens all the time, and not just in long distance relationship. No, he's still doing it. Still doing a piece of shit.
Men. Am I right?
Garbage.
Men are dogs.
No,
All of them.
But obviously, women are good at it too. Clearly,
I think they're worse.
Women
Dude, one of my other exes, I found out that like, somebody told me that like, listen, like you think you know her, she's always 2 steps ahead of you, and I'm just like, what do you mean? He goes like with everything. In fact, one of her exes that I guess he's the guy who told me was a mutual friend of like, I'm her ex and another one of her exes. Mm-hmm. He was like that there was one point that he was talking to him, and it was like bravo, like for you to be able to pull off all it is that you're doing, man. I feel like girls are able to hide it so much.
It can be very
like, I just think guys are stupid. I don't know if it's like a bragging thing, or I don't know if it's because like, hey, like this is what's going on, you tell your boys and then it kind of leaks or whatever. Yeah. But girls, I've heard that they will die. Bro, yeah. This girl didn't tell me. The way I found out that this was going on up north was because her boss, his cousin, I guess screwed him over, so then he called me and told me what was going on. Yeah. That's the only way I found out.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why you have like a bitter taste in your mouth for that. Now but I feel like you're thinking
shit about my coffee.
Now I feel like that whole experience is tainted, and you're trying to and now you're like applying that to every long distance relationship.
Well, it's the experience that I have with this, so that's what I said a little earlier.
Yeah, but this could have happened to a girl you're dating in Miami. Are you just never gonna date a girl in Miami anymore? No, you're gonna get back on.
Well, I haven't in a while, so.
I don't know. But you're gonna get back on that horse and keep at it. I understand, but this could happen anywhere. Now, listen, I travel a lot, and I've met some great women from all over the place. But and it's like, if I don't see that there's a future, then I'm not gonna further into that. I'm not gonna open myself up to that. I'm not gonna put myself in that position. I'm not saying. So me ultimately, I think long distance relationships can work, but there has to be a finish line. There has to be an end. And then it has to be visible. Now, if the two parties are just like, I don't know, I like you, and let's see where this is going, bro, no. And then it also depends on the age, because when you're 22, 23, you think that that's maybe what you want. This is the love of your life who lives in New York or something like that. But bro, it's probably just a fling, and that's okay. That's cool. That's great. Obviously, as you get older, you mature more. Things become clearer.
You go through more experiences.
Yeah, you go through more. Listen, I'm not. I know couples who are in a long distance relationship and they make it work. Would it be for me? I
you would be open to it.
I would be open. I would be open to it.
Oh, fuck that.
But ultimately, that person would have to there has to be a common ground where at one point do we see ourselves together?
So I want to challenge you.
Talk to me.
Do you think it's easier to would you date someone here, and then like you had said, they get a job or they move or they go somewhere else? Would you what do you think would make sense? Like going over there, following them, depending. Like you guys are already established.
Okay, so
and then let's say she gets a good job in Oklahoma.
So I wouldn't.
Serious relationship, long term. You guys have been doing this for a while. I would say 5+ years. She gets an opportunity in Oklahoma. Would you follow? Or would you stay here and do long distance?
I would probably follow it and give, depending on what I'm doing for my career, I would try and see.
Right now?
Right now? I would have to see if I get it. I'm young, I have no kids, I have nothing holding me down. And if this person I've been for years, I'm in love with this person, I'll move. But then, if I'm not happy, I will leave. Okay,
so then what if you are happy, and then let's say you're super established here.
Right. And starting from scratch?
No. You guys are already together for a while. Same scenario.
Okay.
But you have a good job here, and then they get an opportunity in Oklahoma. She leaves. You think that long distance would work, knowing, remember, you guys have been together for 5 years. You guys live together, have a dog together, let's say.
Okay.
And now they move to Oklahoma. How would you? And you had a good job here.
The way I would approach is okay. Like you moving to Oklahoma, and then what? Like what's the end game here?
Well, you guys have been together for 5+ years. You guys pictured to be married together one day. You guys thought it.
I mean, after 5
together
years,
forever.
After 5 years, I would probably already, be married with this person.
Oh my
I'm not gonna fucking date somebody for 5 years.
You're one of those.
Oh my god, this is a different topic.
It's a different topic.
Okay, but we're gonna.
There shouldn't be a timeline.
5 years is a long.
Everybody's like, oh, if I don't get a ring in 3-4 years, then he's not the one. Get over it.
No, well, I don't know. 5 years is a fucking long ass time. Then how old am I? Like fucking 32 years old dating this girl? Like just fucking dating?
People they do that today.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay. Whatever. This is a discussion. No, but like okay, so to answer your question, I would say okay, like you're gonna go to Oklahoma for what? How long? Do you want
career project for 2 years?
I wouldn't want
or 12 months with the possibility of it being longer. And they got a gig. They have a project that they sent her over there to work on.
For if it's a year or whatever, and after a year, like I said, there has to be an end to this. So after a year, she will come back. Well, I'll go. Yeah, and especially if we've been dating for, I'm not just gonna fucking break up with this person. Like, we're gonna see ya. No, at the same time, I want you to follow you. If that's what you want to do, I'm not gonna hold you back. Because if you want to go and you stay because of me, and then you're gonna start resenting me. Because you're gonna always have that nagging feeling. What if I would have gone? What if I got? Right. And because we've been together for 5 years doesn't mean we're gonna be together for the next 50 years. So I'm sorry. I want you to do what you want to do, and I want to do what I want to do. And if you want to go, but I don't want to go, then I'm not gonna go.
Okay. Question number 2. What if you meet someone? You're single.
All right.
You meet someone, and you think that this person is it.
Okay.
But they don't live here. They live in New York. Use that example.
Okay.
She fits a little bit.
Maybe.
But it's a good situation. You think it's this person's the one. Everything is fantastic. It's great.
Okay.
And it's only been a month, so it's very, very, very soon. Very green.
Okay.
What would you do? Would you want to pursue something serious, or would you guys give it a shot? Like deep down that this person's it, but it's so soon that you can't cross that line yet.
I think after a month, I don't think you really know that this is it. I think it's a process. Right, but I would be open.
Chemistry, like something.
Yes. If it's there, if I'm drawn to this person, I'll see where I'll continue. I'll continue carefully, and I want to be on the same page with this person.
Right.
And also, at my age, yes. Now, if this person is like 22 years old or 23 years old, I'll probably be a lot more reluctant. But if she's my age,
fuck the age. Your situation.
Yeah. I don't see why not. I don't see the problem in it. I'm not gonna put all my eggs in one basket. Yeah.
So you're gonna be open to dating somebody else?
No, if we're saying hey, we're
mutually exclusive. You mean like okay.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna be like yo, this person is it. I'm gonna marry this person. They seem amazing. No, I'm
still gonna hold on. Since you're gonna put some in a basket, and the rest are gonna hold on.
Nah, it's not about that. I want to be on the same page with this person, and then at the same time communicating with that person. Okay, like where do we both see ourselves doing this? If this person says, "Hey, I don't have any intention of leaving New York," and I say I don't have any intention of leaving Miami, then we don't need to continue this. If we're both on the other side, 1,200 miles away, why continue this if you don't see yourself leaving and I don't see myself leaving? Maybe we can start off as friends and see where that is going. I think that's okay.
Okay, so this is a real life situation. I think
Yes,
okay.
I do.
So, and the advice that I gave this person was, this person might be the one, but they might be I think the right person, wrong time. I think is a very real thing.
You think so?
Yeah, I think you can meet someone that you think is amazing, but it's just a wrong time in your life, or maybe just the situation's off. But it doesn't mean that you have to completely cut ties with this person.
I agree.
You can still keep some sort of platonic relationship because if you felt so strong about this person, you can still have those feelings, even if it's long distance, but have it as a friendship because you know that this person made you feel a certain way that you haven't felt about somebody else.
Yeah, but you know that when you're at that stage, especially everything is so fresh, something so new, just moving those emotions to friendship is easier said than done.
Well, but then again, you have no choice because they're moving. They don't live there. You know what I mean? Like this person's moving away. Okay. So that doesn't mean that you have to try a long distance relationship. But you in this case, you just have to be open to just dating whoever and knowing that person made a big impact. Doesn't mean you have to cut complete ties.
I agree.
You could just have a different relationship. It doesn't have to be where it was, how it was. I mean,
Like a
again, it's all
romantic relationship.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think
Because they're still a person.
yes,
You can still
of
love
course,
a person.
of course. But yeah, like it depends. I mean, obviously, it's case by case. But if if you and your person are on the same page, but it's you're not understand. You're not they're doing their thing, you're doing your thing. I don't see a problem in just keeping an open mind to it, communicating.
Yeah.
And you can maybe start as friends. Who knows?
Yeah.
You're saying and I agree. Sometimes those relationships that start off as friendships could
Right.
be the ones that last a lifetime.
Yeah.
And you may not end up being with this person, but they may end up impacting your life for the better in a different way.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
What I told this
romantic.
person was like, you'll never know, because this person now opened up your eyes to what you thought was true
Right,
love, or maybe
exactly.
again, like I said, it's this chemistry that you thought was indescribable, that you thought that this person was it. You now have something to compare to. If you were to meet someone else, you're like, oh, I don't feel how I felt for this person that left.
Mhm.
But now maybe you'll find somebody else that you're like, wait, like I can't believe I never thought I would feel like this again, and I did for someone who's actually in your city.
Yeah. Yeah,
So there's always that. Like it's almost like a threshold, not a threshold, but it's like a I forgot the word, but something that you're able to compare to. I guess you set the bar with that, so then now you can compare, like, oh, I don't feel the same with this person, or I met somebody else and like, oh my god, it reminds me of these feelings that I thought I never have, and I am.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, and then plus also at the same time, you never know what happens. You might be 26 now, and you start as friends. Who knows? Maybe two years down the line, 3 years, 4 years down the line, they end up in the same city, and you
So that's what I'm saying. If you keep
paths
that
crossed, yeah,
Exactly.
of course, keep that
Exactly.
open mentality, and you never know. My mom always says you always meet somebody twice in life. Pretty much saying you never know when you see somebody again. So it's like, maybe it was just a fling. Maybe it's something that you guys could build up on, down the line. Who knows?
right, but is your position trying to date? Because what if you guys are like, oh no, it's, like, would you date this person, or would you just try to keep him in your life as a friend?
Trying to date this person, knowing that they're
Because we're talking about long distance.
Yeah.
So like, would you still try to attempt and force a relationship knowing that they're far?
No.
Or
If there's no, you don't. If there's no intention for either parties to at some point live in the same city, which I said from the beginning, then I wouldn't continue that path. Now, which is why I was talking about Texas, because I'm very drawn to Texas. I love Texas.
You studied there.
Exactly. Yeah. I was living there for 2 years, and I love it. So if I meet somebody from Texas, great. I'll see you like down the line, real soon. But if I meet somebody from Wisconsin and they love it there and they don't want to leave, which is cool, I don't think I would see myself living there ever.
Why not?
So what? I just
Doesn't Wisconsin have amazing cheese? You don't like cheese? I like cheese.
I like cheese too, but it's not enough to move move over
You
there.
don't like cheese that much?
Not that much. No, but listen. Ultimately, you have to be on this. Like, you have to be on the same page where you both see a future together. That does not entail Skype calls.
I still
and
think it
long
should be
distance.
cut. Cut it.
Okay. I want you go to Vegas and you meet this amazing chick. She's perfect. She's great.
In Vegas?
And in Vegas, she lives in.
I don't even date anyone here in Miami, and it's like the same thing.
You
People have told me, like, when I remember when I would go to Vegas, people would be like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm from Miami." They're like, "Why are you here?"
No, what the fuck?
Yeah, people have told me that. They're like, "Why are you here?" It's the same thing, Like,
No, it's
you
not.
could do whatever you're doing here in Miami.
No, not the same shit.
They can. They just don't have oceans and waters. They have.
Yeah, but I think Vegas is like Miami on like steroids a little bit. I think Vegas is better. Like maybe because we live here and we're so like used to it.
Yeah.
I think that's what people who live in Vegas in LA.
Oh, you
Vegas,
don't see the
fuck it.
videos of spring break of all these people, like there's like mayhem in South Beach. Like they're like jumping on the lifeguards' houses and
Yeah, but
throwing parties there, running around. There's cops everywhere. And in Vegas, I mean, it's not like that, but you have that world that goes over to Vegas and just kind of goes crazy.
That's true. Yeah. No, I get it, but ultimately, you never know, man. We're both young. You might meet somebody when next.
It doesn't matter. No, I would not.
You say no.
I would no. It's stupid.
But what if you meet this person? She's like, hey, like I'll move to Miami next year. You would be like, hit me up when you're here, or what are you gonna do?
No, we could be cool till then, but I'm not
you
gonna
wouldn't
try to,
You wouldn't say, hey.
I would not commit
Okay.
via phone.
What if she's like, hey, I can visit you like once a month?
Okay, that's great, but then what are you gonna do for the other 30 days or
Yeah.
29 days?
Talk and I don't know. Text.
No, it's stupid.
So you're not
No.
under no condition.
No, I think it's stupid.
All right, guys. You guys heard it here first. Christmas.
So
Very
you would.
opposed. I would be open to it. I would be open to it.
What if you met someone and they live in Bali? Oh, you would move to Bali.
Oh yeah, I love Bali.
He loves Bali. He's been there like 100 times.
No, honestly, if I'm willing to meet, okay. So
So what if you meet someone in Germany? Because you're German.
yeah, of course.
Would you be willing to move back?
I wouldn't move back. I'd say let's get married and you can move over here.
But what if they're like, nah?
Then see ya.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Nah, dude. Yeah, at the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy. I'm not like I don't think you should sacrifice that for like a person. I've always said that. So if you don't see an end goal, if you don't see yourself living in the same city, the same time zone, then I don't think there's any.
Oh yeah, what
do.
if they live like in like Spain and shit, where you're up and they're sleeping?
6 hour time difference?
Yeah,
that's a big commitment.
See what I mean?
I think it makes more sense if you've already been in a long term relationship, or maybe even married, kids, and then there's a job opportunity and you move.
Yeah,
it makes more sense.
Yeah, because there's some people that they're like, oh, then we just won't be able to continue if you move. Like even if they're established, they'll be like, oh.
Yeah, no, and I get that. Like I mean, like.
Or they'll try, but then it's like super toxic and they break up.
And that's possible. Listen, being long-term relationships are not for everybody. For a lot of people,
Shouldn't be for anybody.
Okay, stupid. Okay, most people can't handle it, and that's okay.
What if you find we're gonna wrap it up very soon? But what if you meet someone who's in a long-distance relationship? Because somebody else told me this, that they're like, oh, this guy's girlfriend lives in I don't remember, Boston, I think it was, but he's always flirting with me. And I was like, okay, well, one, he's a douchebag, and two, you're another douchebag for allowing and receiving the flirting, because you're not.
Oh, you're receiving it. But she doesn't do anything. She's receiving it.
No, but like she's like
she's
entertaining
it. Okay, that's different.
And I'm like, yo, like you're a piece of shit too, because you're allowing that to continue, knowing that this person's in a relationship. Oh, but he's so hot. And I was like, I don't give a fuck if he's hot. Like, imagine if you were on the other end of that. What if you were in a relationship and then you found out that your man was flirting with a bunch of other girls? You won't know. You'll never know. It's been going on for months, she says. But he's super hot because he's an athlete and XYZ, whatever. See what I mean?
That's bullshit.
Fuck that. Need I say more?
Yeah. I mean, bottom line, be vigilant before you're going into that. It's not for everybody. And you got to be mature enough, because if you're, like a little kid, 18, 19, 20 years old, bro, you don't need to be in anything long term. Long distance. Sorry.
Long distance.
Long distance.
You see? You can't even hear me when the mic's long distance. You expect me to date long distance? Fuck that. Yeah, fuck that.
It's possible.
Whatever.
Anyways,
we
guys.
done?
Yeah, well, almost. Thanks for tuning in.
You have the freaking arms here. It's a mess.
Thanks for tuning in, and I wish you guys a happy Friday. Right, Chris?
Sure.
Happy Friday, guys.
Goodbye. Oh, wait, before we go, make sure you follow us on everything, just like I said earlier. And, give us your feedback and give us other topic ideas. The more that you help us, the more we're able to help other people.
Yeah, let us know, give us feedback, and, criticism if deemed necessary.
And let us know if you can hear Marvin this time, because he talks like this all the time.
No, bye. I'm sure you can hear me.
Peace.
Thank you. Hey, guys, thanks so much for watching today's content. We hope you guys enjoyed the show.
And if you did, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below. And follow us on every other social media platform. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Go ahead and follow us, leave us a comment, and any feedback helps. Whatever you leave us, we'll be able to touch up on another show, or we'll be able to get back to you with any other comments. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.